I remember one time I was coming back from school to take the bus to go back to San Vicente, and I see this wave of people running towards me, and what I see behind them is I see a big tank. I was paralyzed. And I remember just sliding down an iron curtain of a store, barely made it inside the store because, the people were coming and the military was after them. And they would just shoot at whoever. It didn't matter that you were part of the protest or you were not, you were just a bystander. A lot of people died that way. 1977, I was going to school in San Salvador, in the capital. And that's when the conflict really started. There were different groups. There were student groups, labor groups, peasant groups who would go and do different protests. They would burn buses and block the streets and, all kinds of things. That's when I kind of realized something bad is coming. I don't remember seeing it as something that was going to become so big. We were all girls. We didn't talk about anything about politics. It was like a thing that nobody talked about it. School were not places of exploring or learn. It's like it was just taught to you whatever the government wanted you to learn. The history they wanted to teach you was the history of whatever was convenient to them. We were not taught the realities of what the country was going through. All communication outlets, whether it was TV, newspapers, everything was owned by the government. So they would block absolutely any information that had to do with the reality of El Salvador, of what was happening. When I went to college in San Salvador, I was mostly in a boarding house. Sunday afternoon, I would go to San Salvador and stay at the boarding house for the whole week. And then Friday, I would leave and go back to San Vicente. From San Salvador to the south, to where my town was, that's where most of the armed conflict was. When the situation got really bad, the government had a curfew. Nobody was allowed on the street. Sometimes you will hear fighting because the guerrillas will infiltrate the towns and the military will go and fight with them. And sometimes, the fighting will start at 9 o'clock night and it wouldn't end until 12 the next day. And then when you come out of your house, you will find body in the street and very bad, no arms, no head. It was pretty horrible. It was two worlds for me because I was in San Salvador and this private school. Yeah, I would go to San Vicente and I know there was conflict and I knew that I had friends that were involved because I had 3 friends who were very close that disappeared. One of my friends who was killed was part of this group of kids. It's 15 young people. The 15 of them were kidnapped in the middle of the night and were shot. I dreaded going home. And I had to face the reality of what was happening. Who's going to be next? You know what I mean? Going home and learning about this and trying to have a normal life. I need to, study, I need to go to school and to study. It was hard. It was really hard.